So this is Cooking Simulator. I heard a lot about this game. Over a year ago I saw some gameplay on the PC and I thought, wow, that looks like a nice game, it looks pretty cool. Kind of realistic. But the Switch version came out. It's not as polished as the PC version, but it still looks immensely playable and fun, so I thought I'd buy it. And yeah, it's a really weird game. This is my first time playing it. I'm looking round. There's a radio, which in a proper professional kitchen you wouldn't have the radio. I mean, not during service. Sometimes you might not be allowed music in the kitchen when you were, say, prepping, Now here, there's lots of equipment. I mean, all this would have been condemned if it's like this. Oh my god. Yeah, if an oven's like that, it'd normally be fully replaced. There's no way equipment like that bad would be left to be just repaired, and that would be scrapped. It looks bloody awful. Phones, we got to call obviously someone, an engineer. Usually I'd where I'm working at the moment, I have to fill out a maintenance book, and then my guy in charge of maintenance would do all the legwork, really, phoning people to get my equipment fixed. It's not a bad way of doing things, really. Less for me to do. I can concentrate on cooking. I don't work in I work in food service in the professional kitchen. I worked in Michelin places, so yeah, it's fun to not do that anymore because it's high pressure, very high pressure. Not a lot of money either. I mean, now where I am in Channel Islands, Jersey, the money's there. They're paying chefs quite well. But in London, where I was working, I was paid peanuts, and I worked 80-hour shifts. Weekly shifts, obviously. Loads of hours. I think one place I worked, Sopwell House, was Michelin star. I was doing. I start at 8:30, and I'd finish way past midnight. On a quiet night, it would be 11:30, 12. We'd be gone. But busy weekends and whatever, all the health food nuts and footballers and rich people, I wouldn't finish till after 1. After we cleaned down properly, because obviously cleanliness in an open kitchen like ours was is very important. And now all this hard work here, not only got to look after the kitchen, you've got to get things fixed here. I get that. A bit like a house flipper, you're fixing up houses, I'm fixing up a kitchen. Of course, I wouldn't be doing this as a professional chef. I'd be worrying about costs, food costs, we're basically working how much food and items cost in the kitchen. When creating a dish, you'd have to obviously cost it, break it down into its ingredients per portion, per person, per customer. That, you know what I mean. It's basically, when you make something in bulk as well, you break it down to per person, how much it would cost, But again, I try not to get jobs where I have to do all that, because that's kind of taxing and boring work. I just want to cook. End of the day, leave that for the head chef or sous chef to work out the costings. But I was a pretty good chef, so I do food and menu writing. I'd contribute to the, depending on which hotel I was working in or restaurant, I create things for the menu. I don't have to do the costing. So say one place in Jersey, the Pond d'Or, I'd create a dish. This game's actually pretty cool. Getting used to the movements. I create a dish, I'd have to cost it, and then I would see if it looks good. Apart from that, it tastes good, and of course it's got to make money. If the ingredients cost £3, then you've got to think about man hours, the time it took to make it, ingredients, everything that went into that dish, all the extra stuff, the fine sauces, the syrups, the reductions, the glazes, the foams. Yeah, there's lots of stuff you got to remember when creating a dish and costing it, because it could be like Michelin star food is expensive for a reason, because it's got so many things going on. There's so much stuff going into these dishes, you know. You probably see this like glaze on your meat, and that glaze would be a reduced beef stock brushed gently onto the beef steak as it came out, and then you'd have a little bit of chervil and let's say truffle foam from cream and a little bit of white wine and a tiny bit of butter, and you'd whisk that up with an electric whisk, a very fine one. Usually electric one would be the best, and you just whip that up fast. Sometimes you'd use a stick blender to get that foam as well, depending on you know, what kitchen you're working in, what standards they had and equipment they had. Some chefs spend a lot of money not just on knives but on their, you know, equipment, and that would make a dish even better when you're using the right stuff, right equipment. Here's a stick blender, a chopping board. Yeah, it says there that's the middle, and then I throw it, and it's not quite the middle, is it? That's better. But obviously, closer to you, the better. Sometimes put a cloth underneath the chopping board, but you can't do that anymore because it's unhygienic. So now they've got these silicone non-slip mats to put underneath chopping boards. Of course, chopping boards are also colour-coded now, so the wooden chopping board is virtually extinct in some hotels and kitchens. Depends where you go, really. I love chopping boards, the wooden ones. You just salt them to clean them, brush all the debris off, wash them in soapy water, dry off as best you can, and then overnight you just put salt on the top of the board. Kills all bacteria. Job done. Again, because this is my first gameplay ever on this game. My daughter actually played this for a good 2-3 hours. So every time I tried to get past day 1, day 2, my daughter would delete all that and start a new game. Annoying, isn't it? Just like she did with House Flipper on the PS4. I had hours and hours of gameplay, and I was up to a good point in the game, and I went to go on there to do part 5 of my playthrough, and to my horror she deleted everything and started a new game, so I was back to the little hut. But I have House Flip on the Switch now, so I'll be continuing that very soon, as soon as I can get the backlog of Switch games out of the way. Okay, God almighty, I was on day 2. Here we go. Restaurant info, recipe manager. So this is where you have a look at new recipes and obviously buy them. You have to buy them. That's a bummer. I guess you've got to progress in the game. You get bored if you unlock everything. I'll probably do the sandbox mode. That might be good. I think the thing that really pees me off in this game is slicing, as you'll see early on. I found quite difficult. I'm good with a knife, don't get me wrong, but virtual knife, I'm not so good. Not so good at all. Seasoning everything, amounts, takes me ages to do these sort of things. And I've got Cook Serve Delicious too, and I suck at that game. Just my brain ain't quick enough. I've been a head chef only once in my career. It was only for a few months, like 9 months, in an old folks home, believe it or not. Got well paid, and then we got took over by an arsehole company, and they wanted me out because I was earning too much money, and they had me travelling to the other side of the island where I live in Jersey, and I didn't drive, so the bus service was 2 buses. I said, I can't do that, that's ridiculous. And then come back and tied up and everything. It's ridiculous, a long day. So that was the end of my chef position. Very important position, looking after old people. I fed them fresh food every day, and when I left, the people who had to put up with a new chef there, the cheaper chef, actually said, we missed the old chef, he was so much better. Ain't that nice? Damn straight. Okay, seasoning, herbs, spices, I love them. I do upload now and again some real life recipes and stuff, so we'll look out for those little videos. Some vegan things, you know, vegan mayo, dressings, sauces. Not just vegan food, I do some other things as well, but it's just a laugh, you know. I'm not trying to do a cookery channel here, this is a gaming channel. Cayenne pepper makes a very good chili sauce. Yes. Sunflower oil, sour cream, chicken broth. Nice bottle design, that's about right. Very similar to the Waitrose bottle design. Yeah, I work for Waitrose, in case you hadn't guessed in my tweets. Chicken broth. Ooh. Yeah, we make our chicken broth fresh. I'd never use ready-made chicken broth. Ugh. Yeah. I mean, okay, it's better than stock cubes, but still, it's weeks old. I wouldn't use that. Fresh broth is best. Leftovers from a roast chicken dinner. You can make a nice fresh broth and freeze it. It'd be a lot better than packet stuff. It's probably got preservatives and crap in. Fridges are very important. Always clean. Let's say, for example, where I work, I clean the seals, the tops, the inside, the bottom, daily. Not weekly, once a week, daily. Have to be clean. Chopping boards are clean. Oh God, there goes the fish. I forgot I did that. Again, I'm getting used to the aim there. I can't believe I just did that. The fish is gone. No, I can't get that out. Can't jump over. Very strange kitchen setup, this. That's better. More comfortable with that. Ah, the fish is there. Some salmon. Obviously, I should have shut the fridge door, but hey, it's only a game. I'm not happy. I want that fish in the middle. Oh, I've got plates. Lots of herbs and spices. Horseradish. Dried horseradish. Yeah. Strange. Fresh horseradish is best, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's a red dot sight. Oh, that's good. The spices come, well, the herbs and spices come with a red dot sight. Good. Was this Hitman, the cookery show, I think? Hitman? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that would be a good idea for a program. I kill people with food. Hitman style. Yeah. Okay. So you meant to resemble Ramsay? He's too good looking. Chefs that shout a lot and scream at you and swear that they use the it was a thing back in the 90s, you know, but nowadays you can't do that. It goes on, still goes on, but you know that some chefs are so delicate these days that they won't put up with that crap. Times are changing. You used to be able to make chefs work all hours, but that's very rare. You can do that now. Just depends where you go. If they get away with it, then I blame the management. I blame the hotel and company for letting that go on. Where I worked at Supwell House, I won't name the other hotels. I work long hours, and I just not get paid for the extra hours. And the waiters and barmen, they get paid for any hour. If they work 1 hour overtime or past their time, they get paid for it. But it was just like it was expected for chefs to work long hours, not get paid for it. It was disgusting. It's been going on for years. I give up. It's on a tray. Okay, we're not going to eat the head. It doesn't matter. We won't cook evenly, but probably burn the head. That'll be the only problem. The tail usually burns on a tray like that. Sometimes cover it up with foil or just trim it off altogether. But it doesn't matter. Butter the tray. You can put it on foil, buttered if you want. Or put it in the oven. Ping. Getting used to the controls again. First time using the oven. There we go. Fantastic. Now I leave it for 90 seconds. There's no timer. I could use the timer, I suppose, would they? I'll just go ahead and find a bloody lemon. There we go. This will be fun. This bit I struggled with before. There we go. Oh, it's just landed right. I know you can get perks where your knife cutting and the veg or item or food you're cutting isn't moving at all, and that's a perk. I understand that. That'll be the first perk I unlock. Food stay still. Knife. Oh, what's going on here? Nice wooden handle. Nowadays the knives are colour coded, but if you're in a real posh kitchen, private kitchen, they're not colour coded, which I prefer. I have Japanese knives, only a couple. They're carving knife and a prep knife. That's all I need. About 4 or 5 knives you really need. You don't need any more than that. I used to have 3 grand's worth of kitchen knives, but with my kitchen skills here, yeah, it's moving. It's annoying. Come on, I wouldn't do this because I'd normally have fingers. It's not fair. It shouldn't be moving at all because I'd be holding the lemon. I give up. Just chop it in the old hour, and I'm right. I'm right to say that's the worst knife cut ever. I suck. Buy a plate to transfer products. Okay. Just getting used to the way the game plays. I'm still on the bloody knife. Let's go put the knife away. Don't go walking around with a knife in your hand. There was a time when I was working at the Tower Thistle Hotel in London, 4-star. I was doing overtime in the brasserie. Was it the carvery? Yeah, the carvery. And the steamers are open. There's 4 steamers. And there was a French girl who was learning to be a chef, and she was right next to me, holding the knife in her hand, pointing downwards. And the ovens were open, the steam bellowed out, and she fell down on the ground, knife in her hand. Knife went past my leg, didn't cut me, lucky enough. And she had an epileptic fit. So yeah, I was a bit like, ooh, well, I'd seen this before, so I told everyone to stand back, because everyone was walking around going, oh my god, you know, what do we do, what do we do? And I said, no, calm down, let a disco dance on the floor. Just let it subside, and then we'll get the knife off her, because she still had the knife in her hands. And then we got the knife off her. She calmed down a bit. She recovered. Took about 5 minutes or so. And yeah, I got asked, what do you want to do? And I said, well, she can't be in the kitchen again. She never told us she was, well, going to have an epileptic fit, or she was epileptic. So epilepsy made her really, really happy, because she was not happy to be working with me and cooking. She didn't want to do that. She wanted to be a chef, but I was babysitting her anyway. And I said, I recommend she goes on the restaurant floor. And she was happy the next day, overjoyed, gave me a little wave and a smile. Good looking girl. And yeah, that was it. I lost a commie, one of many. Yeesh. The hotel went through so many chefs. But it was a great place to work, the Tower Thistle Hotel. Check it out on Google. The brasserie. I worked in the main kitchen. I lost my job there because I got accused of stealing 5 bananas from the staff canteen where I worked. The bananas were for staff anyway. They were from the rooms and spare, so staff could eat them. I took 5 up to my room, saw my head chef, said, morning chef. He looked at me, looked at the bananas. I went up to my room, dropped the bananas off into my room, and then 5 minutes later, security came for me in the canteen. Do you want to come upstairs? So, okay. Started looking around. I said, what are you looking for? Bananas. Is it bananas? I went, yeah, that's what we're looking for. Right, we got them. And the chef went, right, okay. I got suspended. 2 weeks. I knew he was going to fire me, or try and get me fired. Everyone was shocked, but no one stood up for me. There was no. There's only one guy who said it was unfair. The security guy said it was unfair. I should get a warning. But the guy wanted me out. There was an ulterior motive, because I had started getting problems with my hands, dermatitis, and the hand condition got worse. They put me on the fish, and I realised I was allergic to fish. That's how I found out I thought it was the chemicals, because the chemicals we used to clean the tabletops were in powder form, not liquid form like they are now, and I had a reaction to them. So I suspected that. So that started the dermatitis off, but the fish allergy didn't help. Being on the fish was a bit of a bummer. So he puts me on the canteen as punishment after I'd recovered from my hand complaint. So my hand started healing and getting better. My reward was not to be put back in the main kitchen, but to put me in the canteen to get rid of me, really. And then the bananas was just an excuse to get rid of me. So I gave up. I was close to tears. I gotta admit, I was upset because I've been there nearly 2 years. Almost got promoted, but they gave it to somebody else because they were quitting, and they needed that person on banqueting. And I sure as hell wasn't doing banqueting. I was doing main kitchen. And that was the end of my London career. And then I came to Jersey, and it all worked out quite fine. That's a story for another day. If you want to hear me tell cooking stories and whatever, trust me, I've got a lot of them. Let me know in the comments below. I hope I haven't bored you. This game, I haven't really talked much about it, have I? It's just a cooking game. It's pretty good. I wish it looked better on the Switch. You know, I paid good money for this. Hear Me Forever Entertainment. They should give me a proper copy of this game, a review copy. I would have done a better job, I think. I enjoy the perk system. This I really like. This bit is pretty cool. Obviously, it's to stop you getting bored in the game. Long reach. Heat-proof gloves. I got asbestos fingers. Refund. I've done a couple of them. Unbreakable plates. Unbreakable balls. That's not a problem. Guess it saves you money. Here's where it gets interesting. But there we go. Well, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to enjoy playing this. I'll be back with another version of this gameplay in some form or another. Hopefully, who am I kidding? My daughter's probably erased over my save file already. I can feel it. I know. I'm going to have to start again. I might do the sandbox mode. That might be better. Or create a recipe where everything's unlocked, you know. I think that's the way to go. And we'll do dish by dish and I'll explain how they're properly done and if it's accurate, and you know, if it looks crap, don't be too shocked, because it is a game. It's not going to be fully accurate, and you know, I do find it really problematic when cooking it. I'd hate to play this game in virtual reality. I'd probably suck at it as well. I think it's better to do this on your own. It's good because it teaches you how to make the actual dish itself. That's not bad. It's a good learning game. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon, hopefully with another episode.